Hello, YouTube. Luigi here. Yes, it's been quite a while since I have posted a new video. I've been moving and other things, and this one's more about observations I'm making about other people's videos. I'm not going to mention any names, but there seems to be a widespread interest in gonzo knives lately. I could probably name half a dozen YouTube reviewers off the top of my head that are really heavy into gonzos right now. And also the Sanrenmus, and under all their various names like Mingrin and others, but the Sanrenmus in particular, I want to talk about the Sanrenmu 710, and I think that they've changed its name to 7010, which is everyone knows is a pretty much clone of the small Sabenza and the Sanrenmu 910. And that might have changed its name to 9010, which is pretty much a clone of the large Sabenza, but they're not the clones in the sense that you can go to AliExpress and get a small Sabenza or a large Sabenza that's got the CR logo on it and that says made in Iowa on it. Now that's piracy. Everything else may be shades of gray where it's inspired by a design, but the point is, at least the 710, the 7010 is getting an awful lot of YouTube time lately, and I can see why. It's a well-built, inexpensive knife, but it's the size of the small Sabenza. Now, what I want to show you today is an alternative to both of those knives. This is the Navy K-507, and I've had this for years. The Navy K-507. I didn't even know what a Sabenza was when I bought this, but this knife is in between the 710, the so-called small Sabenza, and the 910, the so-called large Sabenza. This is a wonderful size for everyday EDC. I think the 710 is too small for me. I think the 910 or the larger Sabenza might be a little too large for me, but this mid-size, this Navy K-507, I think is a really, really good knife. 2 winters ago, when I spent the winter with my brother in Arizona for 2.5 months, I picked one knife for the whole trip. This was it. This was it. Why? It's fast. It's thin. Look at that profile. It's thin. Open pillar construction. Good jimping, really good jimping. Dual thumb studs. Liner lock. The liner's way over there. I'm not going to say it's early. Let's look at the centering. Centering's looking pretty good. Looking really good. It's got G10 scales on one side, stainless steel on the other. I don't know the weight. It has a pocket clip that is tipped down right side only. It does. But I think it's got a beautifully shaped blade. I bet that blade is kind of like a Sabenza blade. I'm not going to say it isn't. I'm not going to say it isn't. But for those of you who have fallen in love with the Sanrenmu 710, then once you got it, you found it was a little small in your hand, I am recommending this mid-size Navy K-507. Remember, this is the only knife I chose to go on a 2.5-month trip. Now, let's talk about what's going on in China. I don't want to bash these knives or anybody who buys Sanrenmus, okay, or Gonzos. I think the Gonzo is a well-built product, except the Gonzo tends to emulate, be inspired by, or even copy some American-made knife, and it's easy to pick out what they are. But in recent times, meaning the last year or so, China has come on board with new companies that go into collaborative efforts with designers, some of them American designers, and they're producing higher end, more expensive, better knives that can't be called a ripoff by any means. The WE knife company, Reate, Kaiser, Real Steel, Steel Will. Steel Will is based in the United States, but they're all made in China. These are at least 5 that I can name off the top of my head of some stuff that's going on in China where things are different. It's not like the older days where Oh, if it came from China, it had to be crap. Oh, if it came from China, it had to be a ripoff. That is, you got to get that attitude out of your head and check out Riati, Kaiser, Real Steel, and Steel Will. You're not going to believe the beautiful designs, original designs, collaborative efforts with real designers that are now coming out of China. All right, that's all I got to say. I just wanted to revisit my old Navy in light of how many Sanrenmu 710 reviews I've seen lately. This, I think, is a sensible, for me, I don't like real small knives. I like a 4-finger grip. This is a real sensible alternative, and maybe you want to consider it. Okay, everybody, take good care. God bless you. I love you all. I didn't do this, I guess. So let's look at it quickly. 3 1/4 inch blade, 4 3/8 inch handle. There you go. I already give my sign off. Bye-bye.